Hey, what's up, folks? So, welcome to the Full Monty Chronicles. I'm like a mess again. It's okay, Washington. Come on in. It's fine. We'll make a little cameo. So, today is February 28th.
It is February 28th.
2020. And it's my Strokaversary. Yay! So, what that is basically celebrating when you had a stroke and that you recovered from it, and the days you had a stroke and that you were recovering from it. So it's a little emotional for me to talk about, but I'm going to do it anyhow. So here we are. So hopefully you can see me. I know there's like a light on stuff. We're at a school. We're in the middle of school shows, so we have our next school shows at 1:00. So we have about an hour to kill. So I want to talk about like what happened with my stroke and how that all transpired. So I think it was a Wednesday night, and I went to my friend Melinda's house, and we had Mexican food, and we were watching the grand finale of the first season of The Masked Singer because we were clearly fans, huge fans. I was rooting for the B, but of course Gladys didn't win. T-Pain won, which is fine. But I was rooting for the B. Anyhow, so we got the food, and I went to go sign the check, and I couldn't sign the check. I was trying to sign with my right hand, I couldn't sign it. I was like, something wrong. I don't understand what's going on. So I thought pen was out of ink or something, but it was not. Turns out I just had weakness in my right hand. So I noticed it was just a little bit harder for me to walk. Wouldn't say that I couldn't walk, but it was just harder. I was like, it was taking like my breath away pretty much to walk. So I did that and made it home, and my arm started like going numb, and I was like, you know what? It's just my arm falling asleep. I'm going to take a break. I'm going to not do anything about it. So I didn't go to the hospital or anything, didn't get checked out because I just figured I could sleep it off, as any stubborn 30-something would do. Just figured you could just sleep it off. Well, turns out I couldn't sleep it off because it was a stroke. So the next day we had a show, and so I was getting ready for the show, and I was just finding it hard to get to the bathroom, finding it hard to take a shower, get down my 3 flights of stairs. And Ben, our former bass and ball in the house, picked me up from my house to take me to the show. And on the way there, he was like, "Are you feeling okay?" I was like, "No," because I was pretty much like just slouched in my hoodie. I wasn't feeling well. He was like, "Let's go to the urgent care." So we went to the urgent care, but it was up to me. I would have been like, "Let's go to the show. I need to do the show." So went to urgent care, and they rushed me to the back, which scared me because it was just like, your blood pressure is so high. Oh my gosh, you need to go to the back. And they hooked me up to IVs and stuff. And someone who doesn't go to the doctors often, that's pretty scary. That's the frightening thing. So of course my blood pressure was up because all that was happening to me. So then they called the hospital and had an ambulance come pick me up, take me to the hospital, take me to the ER. And I got taken to the ER, and they hooked me up to all these machines, and I didn't understand what was going on. Nobody was really explaining anything to me. I was very scared, very frightened. And the only thing I could think about at the time was, oh my gosh, my bandmates are on stage, and they had to go as 4. How are they going to do this? I feel like I let them down. That's all I kept thinking about. So, and then Wallace's wife, Angie, came with me to the hospital, and she was like, don't worry about that. They got it all covered. And they did. They had it all covered, which is amazing. That's how amazing they are, professional they are. They had it all covered. So, yeah, so I had my stroke on February 28th, 2019. And they took me into MRIs and CAT scans and all that stuff, and it was very scary. Like I said, for somebody who doesn't go to the hospital or to the doctors, my hair's getting in my way, getting pushed into all that stuff is extremely horrifying, as it was. So yeah, that they found that I had a previous stroke before, and which I didn't really pay much attention to. I just thought it was something something was wrong. I could sleep it off, and I was fine within a couple of days. I remember when that happened. That happened in May, actually. So I guess if you want to be completely true to form, I guess May would be my Strokaversary. But nope, I'm gonna celebrate in February. So yeah, so that was that. So CT scans and MRIs and all that stuff showed that I had 2 previous strokes, and that this one that I was having now was a massive one. It was not something that was to be taken lightly, that I was taking it lightly, yes. So that kind of, they admitted me into the hospital. I moved from the ER to an inpatient room, and I was there for a month. I spent months eating the horrible hospital food. I really wanted bacon, but I didn't have bacon because, of course, I couldn't have bacon. There were other things I wanted, but I couldn't have, and which is fine. I ate what I could eat, and then there were some things that I just couldn't eat at all. There were some things that were just inedible, but we're not gonna talk about that. So I had inpatient care at the hospital. They blood work every morning. It was horrible. I hated it. Blood work every morning. They did what they could with rehab in the hospital. They didn't have like a huge rehab center in the hospital or a rehab division in the hospital, so they did what they could. Like, I think there's one physical therapist in the whole entire hospital, so he was pretty spread thin. So he didn't get to me when he could. So they did that. About a month later, once I was in the hospital, a month later they transferred me to inpatient rehab, and so I went and did that. And in inpatient rehab, I really felt like things getting back to normal. So just to let you know what happened. So when I had the stroke, I had complete paralysis on my right side. Like my arm just stopped working, my fingers weren't moving, my legs weren't moving out. I could not walk at all. I could barely stand up to get in a wheelchair. Barely stand up to get in the wheelchair, and just things just weren't what they were before, and so I was scared. I was horrified. But I'm super thankful to be here. So it's basically I said I was crying. Sorry. I apologize a lot too, which I still do this day. I say sorry for everything. So, it was just tough for me to be in that situation at the time. Just didn't know what was going on. Just things were just super scary. I, in my head, was planning my funeral because I just figured, wow, this is it. That's how I get taken out. God said no, so which I'm super thankful for. That was that, and that was my stroke story. I mean, I'll explain more about rehab and what it meant to me and all that stuff in later videos, but just wanted to share what that experience is like for me. And if I can give any advice to anyone, if you are feeling any kind of symptoms, they say be fast. That's the acronym. So B is like balance, E is eyes, your vision. If you think that anything is like going on with your vision that it's just not is abnormal for you, maybe you should go get it checked. If your face starts to droop, which my face didn't, which I'm very grateful for, you should go get it checked. A is for arms. If your arms are moving in the same direction or same way that they used to, which was the case for me. And then S is for speech, which I was very lucky to have no speech issues. I couldn't sing for months, but that had nothing to do, honestly, with the stroke. It had something to do just with my body being fatigued after what it's been through. I guess it did have something to do with the stroke, but and T is time related. So make sure you are doing it in a timely fashion, because there are drugs they can administer to prevent the stroke from affecting any of your limbs or any of your speech or any of your reactionary things in your body. So yeah, so that's it. So February 28th, my Strokaversary. Thank you all for listening. I have more videos. I promise they won't be so emotional. I promise I will cry. All right, that's that.